that a tacit agreement?
Sir, I don't know what a tacit agreement is, so please keep going.
She said, I don't know what a tacit agreement is. This tacit agreement you keep speaking of, I don't know what that is. You clearly know what it is. No, you're saying it wrong. Hey y'all, it's your girl J9E, and you know, on this day, the Darrell, our precious Darrell, okay, was feeling particularly attitudinal, okay, but he was really feeling like a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? He's asking a lot of things that he felt were lawyery things to say. Of course, it all sounded dumb ultimately, but you know, Darrell. It was cuz Darrell was why it was cuz, okay? Cuz Darrell, okay? So we're going to just hop on in here and see what's going on with the Darrell today. He was getting very attitudinal, you know. Something about this particular witness was really just kind of getting under his skin. Not sure why, you know what I'm saying? Maybe Bubba was aggressive last night. I don't know what happened, okay? But something had happened, okay? What's going on, Darrell? What is it this time?
Please continue.
Continue, Darrell.
Did you talk to anyone who lived in the residence?
I don't recall the specific persons I talked to or where they resided.
Oh, yeah. Darrell was... okay. No, you know what? I remember now why he was so mad at this particular witness. Because every time Darrell would ask him a question, he would turn and look at the jury and answer. Darrell no likey this. Darrell no likey at all. Okay. He's like, look at me when you answer my stupid question. Okay.
So it's fair to say you talked to someone.
There were multiple people outside of the residence and in the area at that time that I spoke briefly to.
But you don't know if any of them was the renter or owner of the driveway?
I do not recall.
That's funny. He said the renter or the owner of the driveway. The renter of the drive. You know, because that's where Darrell lived. He lived in the driveway. He's like, I rent this. I pay mortgage here. He's gonna rent the driveway.
Do you recall asking anyone if the vehicle belonged to somebody who may have stayed in that general area?
I do not recall asking that question to anyone.
If Darrell had a point, it would be hilarious.
You did state that you cleared the area. Would that be fair to say?
No, I said I cleared the vehicle, not the area.
Did you clear the area?
Eventually, we did clear the back portion of the residence to ensure there were no suspects or victims.
Who is we?
Persons of law enforcement.
Who is this we?
And did you wait until law enforcement came before you started to do that? Or did you start on your own kind of way?
Upon arrival to the location of the suspect vehicle, I was by myself, so I initially cleared the vehicle to ensure that there were no potential threats to myself. When I advised dispatch that I had located the suspect vehicle, numerous officers came to assist me and were there relatively quickly to help me secure the area.
So would it be fair to say when you found the vehicle that you didn't locate anyone inside the vehicle?
No, Darrell, you had already ran away. You had ran away and then you jumped the fence, remember? You jumped the fence and you lost your slipper. I'm sorry, that's so disrespectful. Your flip-flop. You lost your flip-flop. And then, you remember, Darrell, how do you forget this? Then you climbed in the playhouse, right? And then you made the conscious decision to then abandon the other slipper. Sorry. Flip-flop. And your hoodie, because apparently you thought that was a good idea, seeing as how freaking cold it was, and the color red is way easier to see than the color gray. You stood out like a sore thumb, honey pot. You did. You should have just unraveled them little fake dreads you had, and you would have been a whole nother haircut. Look, I mean, you know, that would have been an idea. You insisted on keeping them fake things in your head until they snatched them out.
Correct. No one was located inside the vehicle at that time.
And you also stated that you cleared the vehicle for possible threats to yourself. If no one was in the vehicle, what did you need to clear the vehicle? What would be the threat?
Based on, again, as I earlier stated, what had occurred in the downtown, plus the fact that Officer Skolin had fired rounds at this vehicle. I was unsure who or what may be inside the vehicle, given the time of day as it was becoming dusk. It was getting harder to see outside. So to ensure my own safety, I cleared it the way I earlier stated.
So would it be fair to say that, well, let me back up. You took this photo, correct?
Back up.
That is correct.
So that would mean you were, at least by that time, sure that no one was in the vehicle. Would that be fair to say?
That is correct.
So did you clear the vehicle before taking the picture or afterward?
I cleared the vehicle before I took the photograph.
Did you find any threats in there?
After I initially cleared it, no. It was deemed to not be a threat to my person.
Darrell. Now, Darrell. I mean, you could have had a Rottweiler in there for all he knew. How he supposed to know what's in here? It could have been snapping turtles, anything. All kinds of things could have been in there. I know there was a smell. I know that. He could have passed out. Okay. He could have opened the door and passed out. Okay. The stench was great is what Mama is saying. Okay. The stench was magnanimous. Okay.
Did you do any other investigating after you had took this photo?
Can you rephrase the question?
Did you do any other investigating after you took this photo?
After the photographs were collected of the vehicle in place from multiple angles, I did locate identifying information inside the vehicle.
What I'm asking is, so let me back up. So that was the extent of your investigation was finding whatever you found in the vehicle at that point?
Correct.
Grounds?
Thank you.
Correct.
So when you were clearing the vehicle, would it be fair to say that you could have done the same investigational work at that time?
No, that would not be fair to say.
And why not?
Because when you're clearing a vehicle to ensure that there are no threats to you, you're not looking for anything specific as far as evidentiary value. You're looking for a threat to your person.
So you would clear the vehicle of threats after being in the vehicle to do that, and then go back into the vehicle.
Look at Darrell tapping on his desk like this guy saying something stupid. Oh, what he said was dumb, Darrell, huh? Oh, Darrell. Precious, stupid Darrell. Got you. Okay, look at, he's like, tat, 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 tat. What you need to do is cut them fingernails, okay? That's step one. Cut them fingernails off. What do you have them for? What is it for? What's it all about? Look at him. Look. That's why he's so pissed. He's trying to make all this eye contact with the guy, because, you know, when the dude answers his questions, he's just going to turn away.
And look for it, or start investigating, rather.
Correct.
Why not do them all at once? Is that a procedural thing, or?
Oh my God.
Your Honor, I object.
Because job, Darrell. I know you don't know anything about this because you never had one, but you know, because job, because work, because responsibilities, okay? Responsibilities.
Sustained. Next question.
He's such a douche. He over here getting an attitude.
Is it usually procedure to investigate later on after clearing for threats?
Yes, you always want to ensure that where you're working on an investigation is clear of threats and that you are safe.
Would that be the same protocol if you were searching a home?
Objection. Relevance.
Grounds?
Sustained.
Yes, let me answer this for you. Yes, clearly. You don't want to send the people in to go do their fingerprints and such, and then there's a killer in the closet. Like, you clearly, yes, you want to clear it of danger first before you send in the people who aren't even armed, okay, to defend themselves. The investigatory people, okay? Oh my gosh.
Grounds for sustain?
Relevant.
Cause stupid. There's your answer. Oh, you shaking your head, Darrell? You shaking your head? You shaking the peninsula? You know what? You gonna stop shaking that peninsula. You're gonna end up losing it, okay? That thing is just hanging on for dear life as it is. The little peninsula area of hair. And here you are shaking it. Okay. Oh my God. His mask has the biggest job of this entire trial. Hanging on to his face with those tiny ass ears. And then the fact that the mask has to sit over his mouth. I can't imagine what it's going through right now. I can't imagine. This mask needs like some type of award or trophy or something. Like this mask is really being put through it.
And you may mention that the vehicle wasn't, I guess I would say, touched or Between the time that you were flagged down with the location of the vehicle until you actually observed the vehicle, you stated that you don't believe the vehicle was touched in any way in that time?
Objection, that's a misstatement of his testimony.
Grounds, you said something similar to that.
Sustained as to the form of the question.
Are you sure that the vehicle was not touched in the time that you were flagged down about the location of the possible vehicle and observing the vehicle?
I am unaware if the vehicle was manipulated in any fashion from the time that Mr. Loscano flagged me down and to the time that I located the vehicle in the driveway.
Do you know approximately how long it took you to get to the vehicle
Oh my God.
when you were initially flagged?
So what are you implying? Somebody came along and kicked the hood in? It wasn't even like it was in pristine shape when I abandoned it. That's why I abandoned it, because nothing was wrong with it. Because that makes sense. You're like, how you know somebody didn't come along and hit it with a bulldozer? Because, I mean, that's what it would have took to make it look like what it looked like. Oh my gosh. Who you gonna blame it on now, Daryl? Let's see.
Down about the location of the vehicle?
I do not know how long it took me to get to the vehicle upon being flagged down.
So it's possible that it could have been manipulated.
Yes, it's possible.
He said, let me go. I done solved it. Daryl think he done did something, y'all. He like, so somebody could have touched my weapon, right? So what you're saying is somebody could have touched my weapon after I used it as a weapon. Is that what you're saying? Oh, y'all got to let me go. Where's my freedom sandwich? Where's the justice? Justice. Justice. You got him, Daryl. You got him. They gotta let you go now. Just wait for it. Wait patiently. They gonna let you
At the
go.
time that you located the vehicle, were you aware of any suspect identification or name?
Can you restate your question, please?
Yeah,
At the
restate.
time you located the vehicle,
Oh my God.
were you aware of any suspect or name of suspect?
No, I was unaware of any names of any suspect involved in the incident at the time I located the vehicle.
And when did you learn of that information, if you learned of that information?
I only
Well, clearly I learned of it. I'm standing here looking at you, Daryl. Unfortunately for me, I'm sitting here looking at you. So clearly at some point I figured out who you were. Okay. Oh my gosh. I seen your television too. It was unimpressive.
learned the information of a possible suspect upon locating the identifying documents inside the vehicle and subsequently providing that information to dispatch.
At the time you found that information, did you immediately regard that information to be the possible suspect?
Yes, since it was in the vehicle that was heavily damaged, the red Ford Escape with the bullet hole in the windshield, yes, I believe that that information indeed belonged to a suspect.
And at some point you ran the license plates number. Would that be fair to say?
Correct, I did.
And you also stated that it was registered to someone that was not the suspect. Would that be fair to say?
As far as I know as far as I knew at that time, I did not know if the person registered the vehicle to was a suspect or not.
You also stated that you found identifying paperwork in your investigation of the vehicle. Did that information match the identity of who the vehicle was registered to?
No, the identifying information, again, for Mr. Brooks that was inside the vehicle did not match the registration on file with the Wisconsin Department of Transportation for the registration of the vehicle, which was Don L. Woods.
Ooh, this is him trying to throw his mother under the bus again. He like, well, the person whose car it was, that wasn't me. So you guys to let me go. Let me call my mom and tell her to meet me over here so y'all can arrest her. It's just the type of son that I am. You know what I'm saying? I will throw my mother underneath of this bus so fast. So very fast.
For the record, I don't identify by that name. Yet again.
No,
stating that
you don't like it?
record.
You don't like that
For the
name?
record, the jury will disregard that commentary by the defendant.
I wonder if Daryl ever told Dawn how he feels about his name, because he clearly hates it. I don't like this name you've given me, Dawn.
And it also mischaracterizes the witness's testimony.
Hey, that's not. I was just stating for the record.
Oh, was she?
Again, the
Okay.
jury will disregard that
So-
commentary as Mr. Brooks is not present and testifying.
The information you found in the car,
Oh, he agitated, y'all.
the vehicle was not registered to that person, correct?
That's correct.
So there's a possibility that at any time, multiple people can utilize that vehicle. Would that be fair to say?
Objection, speculation.
Grounds.
Calls for speculation. Sustained.
Would you agree that a vehicle registered to one person and information found by another person constitutes that more than one person used the vehicle?
Objection.
Grounds.
Go ahead, you.
The
Grounds.
question was, Does that prove that more than one person could drive the car? That's an improper question.
That wasn't the question.
Well, sustained as to the form of the
Sounded like it.
and assumes facts, not in evidence.
State that last part again.
It assumes facts, not in evidence, your question. Your next question, please.
Come on, Daryl. Save your life.
Is it fair to say that people leave all types of information in family members' vehicles at any time?
Objection,
Grounds.
irrelevant, speculation.
Sustained.
Grounds for sustaining.
Ask your next question, Mr. Brooks, please.
May I have the grounds, please?
Because I said
The
so.
objection has been sustained. Ask your next question, please.
May I have the grounds?
The court's not answering that. The record is self-evident.
Period.
Is that a tacit agreement?
Sir, I don't know what a tacit agreement is, so please keep going.
She said, I don't know what a tacit agreement is. This tacit agreement you keep speaking of, I don't know what that is. You made that up, okay? I'm not going to correct you because then you're going to know the actual word and harass me with it. So I'm just going to just say the truth, which is, I don't know what a tacit agreement is, okay? And look at Daryl. He's like, y'all don't know why you don't know what a tacit thing is because I made it up. Look at these eyes. Look at this. This is that. All right, y'all need to learn how to do your job better. Oh, to be so unaware how close you are to the hole that we call underneath of the prisons. The entrance is what it is, okay? That's the entrance.
Clearly know what it is.
No, you're saying it wrong, stupid. You clearly know what it is. I'm so glad she didn't correct him though, because then he's gonna know, like just let him keep saying it wrong because hilarious. That's why. Look at him. He think he doing something, honey. He said, I'm gonna break the case wide open. Y'all know who y'all messing with. I'm the Daryl. What is you looking for in your
Would it be fair to
papers?
say, and this is along the lines of the same question,
Uh-huh.
would it be fair to say that at some point you've left items in other people's vehicles?
Objection,
Grounds.
relevance.
Sustained.
Grounds for the sustain?
Next question, please, sir. I've sustained this question multiple times,
Yeah.
multiple
It wasn't
ways you've
the same
asked it.
question.
Next question, please.
May I have the grounds?
90611, sir.
May I have the grounds?
Next question, please.
Is it to relevancy? Is it to hearsay?
Under 90611, ask your next question or I will cut off your cross-examination. Please ask your
Yep.
next question,
You
sir.
have to give the grounds though, Your Honor. Especially if I'm merely just asking for the grounds of the sustain.
Sir, ask your next question.
What's the point of me asking questions if I can't ask anything?
The jury will disregard his
Well, if you had good questions, I mean, you'd be able to ask. But you don't have good questions, so shut the hell up. Oh, Daryl. Ye of giant face and tiny head. Oh, tiny hands and giant shirts. Long nails and weird bottom lip. Okay? Ye of tiny, strange ears and peninsula hairline. You're hilarious, honey, in all the wrong ways. All the wrong way. All just wrong ways. No right ways, just wrong ways.
commentary that he just stated right now.
Yeah, that's right. Throw your hands up, Why bother? Why bother? Throw your phalanges up.
Do you recall speaking to, you said you spoke to a few people you didn't know if they were the owner of the house or the driveway or the renter. Would that be fair to say?
Yes, that's correct.
Did anyone you spoke to give you a description of a possible driver?
I was given multiple descriptions by multiple parties of multiple suspects that had fled the vicinity of the vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you mean by multiple descriptions of multiple suspects? 2, 3, 4 people? 5?
I was given information that one male black suspect that was taller, wearing blue pants and black, had run southbound on Maple towards college. Additionally, I was given information.
Taller than what? The rock? There was a rock on the side of the road. He was taller than that. That is inaccurate, honey. Okay, Daryl was every bit of 5'2". Okay, and you ain't gonna tell me no different. All right, you ain't, because I said you ain't. Okay. Taller. He's taller than he was when he was 4. He's the same size he was when he was 6, but he's taller than he was when he was 4.
That two shorter male blacks wearing gray sweatpants had run in a westerly direction from behind the residence at 338 Maple. And then later I was also given another description of a male black, unknown height, wearing like a gray sweatshirt and pants.
Yeah,
You
that's
said
the
medium
one.
height for the last description?
Unknown height.
Oh, no. Okay, I'm sorry. Unknown
Oh,
height.
Daryl was like, oh, they thought I was
anyone
medium.
you talked to report the sound of a crash?
No, no one I spoke to at this location reported anything regarding the sound of a crash.
Did you see any signs that there may have been a crash once you and other officers were securing the area?
As far as the vicinity around the vehicle or the vehicle itself?
The general area.
As far as the general area, given the time of day, I was unable to determine if there was any signs of a crash in that vicinity.
Yeah, all the signs of the crash were in the hospital or laying out in the middle of the road, i.e. people. Okay. That was the evidence of the crash. Those are the things he crashed into. The people. Was there any evidence of a crash? Oh my God. You know what? You know what's so strange too is that apparently Dawn was working at the time, she was working at the hospital where some of these patients were taken to. Isn't that weird? That's weird as balls. At least that's what I heard. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I heard. Some of the hospital that some of them were ended up taken to because it was so full. I guess one of them was so full, so some had to be taken to the other one. And apparently the hospital that Dawn was working at was one of those hospitals. So she would have been seeing his victims coming into the hospital, not treating them necessarily, but seeing them. I wonder if she got fired. Interesting. Let me know in the comments any of this information that you know. If you guys know any of this stuff, if I say a question that Mama has, just put it in the comments section. Answer Mama's questions that she's got. You know what I'm saying?
While talking to the people that gave you the descriptions, did they identify themselves as living close or living in any of the houses in that area?
No, due to the chaotic nature of the event, I did not ascertain where these individuals lived or if they were associated with any neighboring residents.
Do you know if they made any other statements to any other law enforcement that was there present with you at that time?
Not to my knowledge.
Oh my God, Daryl.
Why do you think you received so many different descriptions of suspects?
Multiple people from multiple angles observed different things, and there was a lot of people there. It was a very chaotic event. Even this particular scene was chaotic and hectic with numerous people coming to and from, so it was difficult to determine that information.
Did any of the people that you spoke with give any reason to why the suspects that they identified would run from the scene?
Objection. Speculation
Grounds.
also calls for hearsay.
Grounds.
Sustained.
Grounds.
Grounds.
Next question, sir.
Coffee. Grounds. Why do you say grounds so much? It's like you already said it. You said it. She heard you. Grounds. 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 Just no rhyme or reason. Oh my God, Daryl looking for the evidence. Did you find it yet? It's all highlighted for you. Just read the highlighted part. Oh, you already read that part? Well, just read it again. I know you will. Cause time. That's why. Oh my God, he's steady reading.
Do you recall any of the officers that were securing the scene with you having a K9 present?
Yes, I do.
And do you recall what officer that was?
That was Officer Bausman, who's a canine handler with the City of Waukesha Police Department.
Oh, that would have been nice. Oh, how nice would that have been had the canines been let loose on him? He definitely ain't outrunning no canine. I mean, even if he wasn't, like 3 thimbles high, with legs as short as wrists. You know what I'm saying? Like Daryl's legs look like wrists, not arms, wrists. Like just this part, Imagine him trying to outrun anything at all. Just anything. Okay. Oh my God. That would have been funny. All the things that could have happened that just should have. You know what I'm saying? The canines, if the canines could have caught up to him when he was hiding in the playhouse. Now that would have been funny. That would have been hilarious, in fact. That would have been like just the ultimate therapy. That would have really just shined through, It would have been given all it needed to give, Where were the canines at? Free the canines.
And eventually you left the scene where the vehicle was found and started searching the area?
Yes, I transferred command of that location to Officer Buttrin and had him remain at that scene for scene security with additional City of Brookfield officer. And then myself Canine Officer Bousman and numerous other police officers from various departments conducted an area search as we were conducting a canine track. Based on the information I had obtained, multiple suspects running from the area.
Because it's the suspects.
And do you recall what time you went back to where you initially observed the vehicle?
I do not recall what time I made it back, but it was some hours later.
And did you go back to your department after leaving from the scene where you found the vehicle?
Yes, I was directed by my command staff to return to the police department as the scene was still secured by other law enforcement officers of various agencies.
And were you instructed to make contact with anyone at that point? Did that complete your part of the investigation for that incident at that time?
Yes, upon getting the search warrant, I was relieved of my duties.
Did you ever come back into the investigation in any way after that point?
After that point, no.
After your part of the investigation ended, were you able to obtain any more information that you didn't know the night of your investigation?
Objection, vague, cause for speculation.
Sustained.
Grounds for sustain, Your Honor.
Please ask your next question.
Because I said so, Daryl. Because I said so. Because life. Because time. Because shut up.
Do you recall having any more contact with Attorney Opera after that initial night?
No.
When were you aware that it was a possibility that you could be called to testify in this matter?
When I received a subpoena to testify in this matter.
Excuse me, I didn't hear.
When I received a subpoena to testify in this matter.
Was that subpoena served to you by the district attorney's office?
Yes, it was.
Was it served by Attorney Opera?
I don't recall who served me directly. I believe it was via electronic.
Do you recall when you received that subpoena?
I don't recall the exact date, but it was a few months ago.
So it's pretty recent, but a little time since you received it.
Yes, that's fair to say.
Oh my God, Daryl. Daryl, what part of what you're asking matters? I haven't heard a thing yet that matters. I'm just waiting for the matters. Like, where are the matters? There are no matters here. There's no matters. This is the problem, is that there's no matters. I'm going to need for you to find the matters because none of this matters, okay? Oh my gosh. How is this going to get you free? Freedom is the goal, Daryl. I don't think he remembers the goal, you guys. I don't think he remembers.
Did you by chance know who the plaintiff is in this matter? Grounds.
Relevance.
Grounds.
Sustained.
Grounds.
Ever seen or talked to the plaintiff? Had any physical interaction with the plaintiff in this matter?
Objection, vague, and compound
Grounds.
question.
Sustained.
Do you even know if there's a plaintiff in this matter?
Objection,
Grounds.
irrelevant.
Sustained.
You know who filed the complaint in this matter?
The complaint was filed by the district attorney's office.
Do you know if it was filed by Attorney Opera?
I don't know particularly who filed the complaint. I just know it was by the Washoe County District Attorney's Office.
And during your time in law enforcement, would it be fair to say that whoever files the complaint is a party to the matter?
Objection,
Grounds.
beyond the scope of the witness's
Grounds.
knowledge, Your Honor.
Sustained. Next question.
Grounds for the sustain, Your Honor.
Next question, please.
Any reason why the state of Wisconsin would be identified as the plaintiff when they did not file the complaint?
Objection, argumentative, misstatement of the law.
Grounds.
Sustained.
Oh my God.
Grounds for the sustain, Your Honor.
Ask your next question.
I would love to know what in the world Daryl be thinking sometimes. Like, what is you thinking? No, for real. Like, what are you thinking? Like, what are your thoughts, Daryl? What are your thoughts? So like, is there anything inside you before you walk into the courtroom from day to day, right? That says, you know what? I'm going to ask this question. And once I ask this question, oh yeah, they're going to have to let me go after this. Is there anything? Just something, anything, just something. Okay. It just don't feel like it. It don't feel like it, honey pot. It just don't. It's not given what I think you think it's given. But then I wonder if you think it's given. Like, I'm not convinced that you're convinced that this is going to work.
Questions and what information you believe this officer would provide about news reports that he has seen.
So the offer of proof would just be to that one question?
What would the question be?
The question was, would have been, if I was allowed to finish it, had he seen any news reports directly connected to the incident?
But what's the relevance?
The same thing that many other witnesses have been asked, and it was never sustained in. It was never even objected to. So it was the same. It was essentially
Let's focus
one of
on
the same
the
questions.
specific objection that was posed and my
And what was the grounds
willingness
for it?
to give you an opportunity to provide the court with an offer of proof. This was what relevance would this particular witness seeing news reports have to his testimony?
The same thing that any other witness that was asked the same question.
Oh my God, you just because you got to ask everybody the question doesn't mean the question matters. Like him seeing the news. Okay, if he says yes, then what? If he says no, then what? Like there's no point to what, and then you're looking at him while you're saying this, like he really needs to answer this. This is important. This is gonna save my life. Yeah, no, Darrell, nothing's gonna save your life. Okay, nothing. Oh, I laughed because that's hilarious to me, Darrell. Okay, you in the prison forever. It's hilarious to me. It just is, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Question.
Which would be what? You have to be specific, sir.
I
I'm
was
not gonna
specific.
assume I understand what you are saying.
Have they saw any reports related to the incident? That's the same.
That ain't good English. Have they saw? Have they saw? No, they haven't saw. They haven't axed either. No saw, no axe, no tools. Okay, there are no tools. Right, Darrell, stop bringing the tools up.
Question that's been asked by numerous
Well, there would
witnesses.
be a follow-up to that. So how is it relevant to this witness's testimony?
It's relevant to anyone who gets on the stands.
What's
testimony.
the legal basis you believe?
His logic is, well, I asked everybody else what their favorite flavor of ice cream was. So why can't I ask him? Why does it need to be relevant, Your Honor? I'm just trying to save my own life here. If I want to use my time in court to ask people what their favorite flavor of Ben & Jerry's is, I should be able to do that. That's what I'm saying, Your Honor. You're not going to take away my constitutional right to waste people's time, okay? It's my right as a sovereign citizen of America, okay? You know, make that make sense.
Believe it's relevant to his testimony, sir.
It obviously forms an opinion.
Again, you need to explain to me, sir, the legal basis why.
Like, I have an opinion too, but do we need to talk about it in court? I hate you. There. I testify. Yes, Your Honor. I hate his guts. The whole thing. The insides, if you were to open them up, the stuff inside, hate it too. Yes. All of it, Your Honor. This, I vow. Oh my God.
You
Whether
said
the
that.
state's
I
doing
didn't
other
even
things.
bring that
I'm
up, Your Honor.
only asking you to address the offer of proof.
No,
if
I
you
wanna-
have something, go ahead. But
I wanna-
only as it relates
I
to
want to
that.
address your position because you said you're like the umpire, right?
Well, I'm not getting. Okay, go ahead, sir. I'm not sure why you need to respond to that.
Because it needs to be on the record. If you're the umpire, that means you're the referee.
That's what I'm doing here today, sir.
And when you're not reffing fair if the jury's not allowed to hear things that's important for them to know.
I respectfully disagree, sir. Again, just because you believe the law means you have a right to question all these witnesses about who the plaintiff is and about subject matter jurisdiction
I
doesn't
didn't
make
question
it
anybody
so.
about that.
Okay?
That was
It doesn't make
between
it
you
so.
and I. That didn't have nothing to do with a witness. I've
You
never
want to
once
question
questioned
these
the witness
witnesses,
about subject
sir,
matter
about
jurisdiction.
whether they are aware of complaints. And the funny thing is, sir, I sometimes let that question be answered for reasons that are completely different, I believe, than why you want them in. I am not going to explain that because I don't
You
have to
can't say
explain that.
what's my reason for asking it.
Well, I believe you've made it very clear, sir. So here's the bottom line.
I don't.
One of my roles is to be the umpire.
Then you got to
all
be
right?
fair, Your Honor. You're a public servant.
I am fair.
You know what? What you ain't gonna do, Darrell, okay? What you ain't gonna do is tell me who I gotta serve, especially when you're referring to yourself. I ain't gotta do a muck thing, okay? I ain't gotta do nothing but roast you from behind this here bench. Okay? Now I haven't done that because I don't want you to have no legs to stand on, okay? For some appeal type stuff. But, you know, if I wanted to, I could sit here and I could just roast you, which would be the easiest job I've ever taken. Look at this. Talking about you are a public servant. Oh my God, you're a douchebag. Why are we making titles? Like, this could drag on forever. Oh, the joys of roasting Darrell. How do you ever get enough? Darrell, you look confused, honey. What's wrong? What's going on? Is it not working? Is it not working? Maybe if you cut your fingernails, it would help. It looked like you bit off your middle fingernail. Are you nervous or something? Been chewing, have you? Or did it break off somewhere? I mean, I'm just saying. We're going to shut it off there, you guys. You know what to do. And if you do not, let me just tell you. Okay? First, hit the like button. Especially if you have made it this far. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. You know, if you're feeling like it, become a member. help support the channel on a regular basis. Okay, mama, appreciate it. It helps the channel to keep going, to keep growing, which is what we need. Okay, by we I mean I. Y'all behave, because I'm not gonna do it. If I did, I mean, how would we have any fun, right? So you know what I'm saying. But mama love you though. Yes, she do. Indeed, she do. She definitely do. Okay, peace.